The meeting with the leaders of the repentant armed bandits was held at Mallamawa Dambedi. The peace agreement meeting was attended by 3 leaders of the armed bandits to include Ore, Audulankai, and Kantoma. There were also representatives of the Jibia People's Forum, Jibia Traders Union, religious and community leaders, as well as security operatives among other stakeholders. The meeting reviewed the peace deal reached between the communities and armed bandit leaders with a view to ensure lasting peace and stability in the area. Addressing the armed bandit leaders and their followers, the Jibia Local Council Chairman Alhaji Siraja Ado recalled that the peace agreement was reached about a year ago as part of the state government commitment to ensure sustainable peace and development in the state. Alhaji Siraja Ado explained that the meeting was convened to review the achievements and challenges of the peace deal with a view to ensure lasting peace and stability in the area. According to him, the local government is much committed to fulfill all the promises and conditions tabled by the repentant armed bandits to achieve the desired objectives. Alhaji Siraja Ado maintained that the local council on its part fulfilled most of the requests forwarded by the armed bandits leaders, such as the renovation of some health facilities, provision of 5-number motorcycles, as well as the release of some of their members, among other requests.
My fellow Nigerians, who do we offend in this Nigeria? There's this video that you're about to watch. I will allow you to listen to this video. I myself have watched this video. I've decided to watch it over and over again because this video had just left me deeply troubled. This video left me heartbroken, deeply troubled. As I speak with you. As I listened to this report, I found myself asking difficult questions. Difficult questions. About what, my people? About the state of security and leadership in our dear nation, Nigeria. What made this video so heartbroken was not even the words being spoken, as you can listen to the affect, but what those words seems to represent in Nigeria. Watching communities and religious leaders discussing arrangements with armed terrorists, discussing with them, discussing arrangement with the same people who came to steal, who came to bring down the nation to her knees, who came to unalive the innocent citizens, who came to bake our children, who came to duduvaga our sisters, our mothers, having arrangements with them. This is not what we expect to see. This is not something anyone, any meaningful way Nigeria wants to see. Trying to normalize abnormality in a society is not what we expected to see. That is why he had just this video. I will allow you to watch the rest of the video. As I have listened to this news report, I could hear the concern behind the story. And these have made me reflect on the challenges that ordinary people face every day in this country, Nigeria. No community should have to live in fear, as a matter of fact. And no parents should have to worry about the safety of their children because of insecurity in a nation. This video is not just another news story. It is a reminder that behind every headline are real people, are real families, are real communities searching for peace and stability.
And we are going to be ready for them.
As you are just watching this video, ask yourself, my beloved Nigerians, is this the future we all want for our communities,
the insult on
for
our
our
citizens.
nation, Nigeria.
They have arrived
And
naked.
what can leader do different?
The day
I'm
before
telling you,
yesterday,
leaders
I managed
at
to borrow
every levels,
9 people.
what can they do different
The
to
3 people
ensure
that they say we
that
are the one that remove our
security
name.
and
It's
justice,
a lie.
even peace,
They're
are
framing
being
us.
restored
Our
in this
friends among
country,
the
Nigeria?
Fulanis.
And here are my take
It's a fight
on
between
all of
Fulani and
this.
Fulani youth.
I will allow you to still watch the video after now.
And they blackmail us.
I want us to understand that when
And we are the one that
community
caused it.
leaders,
I was
elders,
challenging the Fulani. Where
however,
is the
now
chairman,
become the
Miyati
negotiator,
Allah of Barking Ladi local
negotiators
government that was
of
killed
society,
last year?
it
Where is he?
raises
Who killed him?
a very deep
Iruga.
questions, strong
It is the Fulani
questions
that kills him.
about where institutions
None
responsible
of them
for
spoke about the killing of the chairman.
security are
The
in
chairman
a
of
nation.
Miyati Allah,
And
a friend of mine, Mohammed.
secondly,
We attend
elders
meeting
and
together.
religious
We
leaders
lock out how
are
to bring
meant
peace in
to
Barking Ladi, and
guide
we
their
succeeded.
communities,
And
but they
some of
should
them were
not
not happy.
have to carry the burden of responsibility
The
that
issue of
belong to
battle
the
rocking
states.
was stopped.
That is no way to go.
Killing either the Fulani
The
or the
fact
tribe
that
was stopped.
respected community leaders are holding meetings
And they think they can deceive
with
the world
harm
with
and
false
all this
propaganda that the people
terror
kill their people.
and
Let them
all
produce
these
who killed
enemies
the
group
chairman, Miyati Allah,
shows how
and his
deeply
family
insecurity
are ready
have
up to take. They are
affected
going to take
our
vengeance.
nation, local
The
communities.
military knows.
I want us to also know that
The Fulani
when
can't just take peace
authority
like that.
is shared
The
between
family of
elected
former chief
government
of
and
Miyati Allah, they are
all
ready
these
to
enemies
fight back.
groups,
And they know those that did
confusion
that among
and
them.
instability will always increase. A nation work best, a nation succeed where community leaders support peace while the government maintain security and the rule of law. But in our case in Nigeria, where is the rule of law? Where is the rule of law? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stated this. He said that the justice should show him where is the rule of law. Where is the law? They held him banned and allowed the enemies that are wrecking Nigeria, that are reducing the nation, to be walking freely and keep on the duvagaing our mothers. You see this woman, you see our children. I are speaking to, as we are even talking now, children are in the forest. So I want us to always keep note of all of this. So if local leaders are now being forced to negotiate for the safety of their people, that alone may indicate that communities feel they need solutions beyond the former security system at hand before. Isn't it obvious that the purpose of why we have government is not known? The functions of a government is not known, is not working. So that is why you see community leaders, they are being left with an option to be having group meetings with the enemies of the land. And one thing is sure to keep in mind on this. Sometimes community leaders engage in having group meetings with the enemies of the land, not because they support the enemies, but because they are trying to protect their communities when facing immediate threats. Whether that approach is effective or not, it is a separate question now. Even as that, me and you know that this formula they have been using is not working. So they'll keep on repeating it. Just watch the rest of the video so that you put your own take under the comment section and let discuss under the comment section.
The meeting with the leaders of the repentant armed bandits was held at Mallamawa Dambedi. The peace agreement meeting was attended by 3 leaders of the armed bandits to include Ore, Audulankai, and Kantoma. There were also representatives of the Jibia People's Forum, Jibia Traders Union, religious and community leaders, as well as security operatives among other stakeholders. The meeting reviewed the peace deal reached between the communities and armed bandit leaders with a view to ensure lasting peace and stability in the area. Addressing the armed bandit leaders and their followers, the Jibia Local Council Chairman Alhaji Siraja Ado recalled that the peace agreement was reached about a year ago as part of the state government commitment to ensure sustainable peace and development in the state. Alhaji Siraja Ado explained that the meeting was convened to review the achievements and challenges of the peace deal with a view to ensure lasting peace and stability in the area. According to him, the local government is much committed to fulfill all the promises and conditions tabled by the repentant armed bandits to achieve the desired objectives. Alhaji Siraja Ado maintained that the local council on its part fulfilled most of the requests forwarded by the armed bandits leaders, such as the renovation of some health facilities, provision of a 5-number motorcycles, as well as the release of some of their members, among other requests. The chairman appreciated the support and cooperation given by the state governor Malam Duko Umarata and other stakeholders toward the success of the peace agreement and appealed for its sustenance. One of the members of the delegation, Malam Ibrahim Sabi Ujibia, who highlighted the relevance of the peace deal and its position in Islam, enjoined all the parties to respect the agreement for lasting peace and sustainable development. Malam Ibrahim Sabi Ujibia informed the leaders of the armed bandits on some of the challenges being encountered and called on them to take appropriate measures to maintain the existing peace. Responding to the leaders of the repentant armed bandits, Audulankai and Kantoma expressed appreciation over the relative peace so far recorded between the Jibia communities and their members. They also called for the local council to redouble effort in fulfilling some of the promises made during the peace agreement and have stated their commitment to adhere to the conditions reached between both parties. Shamsuddin Habib, reporting for KTTV News.